Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my series Pitara Inspiring Stories. And today I am very excited and glad to have Shalini P Sawkar on Pitara. She is an Indian author, a columnist, and a TED Circle speaker. Her debut novel, Confessions of an IT Employee, is an inspirational romantic comedy. She has also written crime thriller novellas, and short stories such as The Murder of Jay Shekhar, When I Find You, and many more. Shalini has worked as a columnist with The Post India and SheThePeople.tv. Her novel Confessions of an IT Employee has been awarded the Coimbatore Literary Award 2020 for Most Promising Fiction and Sharing Stories Book Awards 2021 in the romance category. She loves to read and travel the world. In her spare time, she conducts writing workshops for youngsters and hopes to inspire them to embrace their creativity through their books. So, without further ado, I will take on Shalini for the live. Hello to everyone who's joining. Shalini is just joining. Hi, Shalini.
Hi, Sylvie.
So
Thank you
happy to
so
have
much.
you, Tara.
Sorry?
I'm saying thank you so much for joining and coming on Pitara. So excited to have you here.
Thank you so much for inviting me on the show. And thank you so much for the lovely introduction.
My pleasure. It is so amazing to see all the accolades you received in such a short span of time. And I could go on and on about the awards that you won recently, but I just mentioned two of those. So congratulations for all these wins, in such a short span.
Thank you so much. Means a lot.
That's great. So, Shalini, I would just start the conversation from the very beginning. Like, when did you first think of starting to write?
So actually, I first thought of writing when I was 10 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a funny story. I was at a sleepover, at one of my cousin's place, and all of us were like, we were just thinking about, okay, we're just watching a movie, and suddenly this question popped up that, what do you want to become in life? What do you want to do in life? Right? Or who do you want to become when you grow up? And I was an avid reader as a child, and it was. So I think when I was 10 it was the first time that I discovered that books are written by people. And I just thought that, that would be the coolest job in the world to, write stories, to be an author. So that was my, the first time that I thought of writing a book.
Okay.
And so then, I wrote my first story when I was like 10 years old. And, like all young authors or all first-time authors, we kind of tend to replicate something that we have read. So something like that happened to me. And then I was a little embarrassed that, the story was not good enough. And I didn't show it to anyone. I just hid it in my drawer, and I just left it there. So after that, it was, when I was 11, I wrote another novel with one of my friends from school. And although that story did not get published anywhere, we kind of got the opportunity to go on the radio station, local radio station, for a day and be RJs for a day.
How wonderful is that as 11 years?
Yeah.
It's so nice, to know that 10-year-old too, you have this thing in mind, and then you were able to translate into a real career for yourself. I mean, 10-year-old children hardly have that kind of a career goal in mind.
Right. I don't think it was a career goal actually. It is basically that I was at 10 years old, you're not afraid of things and you don't know what are the conventional careers in India, right? So you just feel like, okay, this is something that I truly want to do. I think it was just that, just blind faith and
So was writing first choice? You mentioned that thought up you wrote something, but then I mean, we all do fall into the conventional career paths now and then. So was it a first choice when you grew up, or you took some other course?
um, sorry, your voice got a little cut. So you're asking me, I think, was writing my first career choice?
Yes, yes. Was it your first career? So you decided to go on for some other conventional career instead?
Right. So I'm actually an engineer. I studied engineering, computer science engineering. So that was I wouldn't say that was my first career choice, because as a kid, I had a lot of random career choices where I first wanted to be an astronaut, and then a writer, and then an artist, teacher, and a whole lot of things. And once I realized that you need to know a lot of maths to be an astronaut, I said, no, thank you, I'm not going into that line. And I just thought of being an engineer. Because basically, all my friends were getting into engineering at that point of time, and I had no idea. Honestly speaking, I did not think of. I knew that I did not want to be a doctor, because I didn't want to get into the dissection part area. And, right. So there was nothing else that I was, everybody around me was doing engineering, and I just thought, okay, let me also do the same thing. And my reason for joining engineering was, I think, because my best friend took engineering, and so did I. I think as 18-year-olds, we don't actually, think about what we want to do for the rest of our life. So I wouldn't say writing was a first career choice, but even as an engineer, throughout my engineering, while I was, before attending any exam, I was an avid reader throughout. So before any exam, I would just sit down and, kind of binge read novels. Right, these 600 pages novels, historical romance novels, or different category of novels. I would sit and binge read them, just before my study holidays for engineering exams. And it's not like I'd read anything for those exams either, but this is something I did to kind of relieve the tension. So,
For you. It was a stress buster for you.
Right. Yes.
Is there disturbance in my voice? Is it?
A little bit. Let me just move the phone. I think that should be better. Okay. Can you hear me clearly now? Yeah, it's better.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So then, once you opted for engineering, and I believe you would have taken up a job. So was it easy to then switch careers? Was there family or peer group you in your job, or was it like they were understanding enough to let you continue with what you're doing?
That's a very interesting and a really personal question. Right.
Well, a lot of people go through that, so it's really inspiring to know from people how they deal with those challenges, because all of us do face it when we are switching careers.
Right. That's so true. And like all Indian parents, my parents were very anxious and, very apprehensive and completely against it when I told them that. They were fine. They were very supportive when they knew that as a child, when I was writing stories, and, they knew that I did that on the side. But when I decided to take up writing as my full-time career, they were really apprehensive, and of course they were it was really hard for them to kind of make peace with that people can take up creative jobs as full-time work in India, right? So I did face that initially, but then again, if you kind of keep waiting for everyone's approval, you're never going to work on your dreams. You're never going to do anything that you enjoy doing, right?
Yeah.
So I just decided to, go ahead with it and, just kind of get into it, because at that point of time, I did have a little bit of, I had started writing again, and I had given my, short scenes or pieces of writing to strangers to read it and kind of give me their honest opinion about it, right?
Yeah.
And because your friends and family kind of, they just try to sugarcoat things and make you feel better, right? So yeah, I had given it to a couple of strangers to read it, in these writing communities and all that you have online, right? So
yeah.
And I remember, even when I was doing my IT job, I used to wait every day to hear their comments, to read their feedback on the stories. And once I got a positive response, right, I started getting like a lot of good responses from them. They were laughing at the right scenes, crying at the right scenes. And so when I knew that I was able to bring out emotions in, my writing was able to get the right emotions out of people, that's when I decided that, I want to do this full time because I really enjoy doing it. And, but of course, I wasn't, completely like, I did not know what the path was or, where I'd end up. I just went for it blindly after that.
So, who've been your so far in your life? I mean, it's important to have a feedback too, right?
Right,
Can you
right,
hear me
right,
now?
right.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, is also important for your growth and progress. So, who've been your biggest critics so far?
So my biggest critics, I would say, at home is my sister, my younger sister, who's, she loves to read my stories, but then she's kind of forced to read them over and over again, the same stories. Because she, yeah, so as a writer, I have to read my own story at least 15 times before it goes out. And she's my editor. She edits everything before I send it out to the publisher. So she's like an in-house editor, proofreader, critic, and my biggest supporter at home. So
Wow.
yeah, so she's kind of forced to reread the story at least 10 times. And by the time she finishes it, she's like, I don't want to do this kind. But then again,
I think she's
it's the same
watching.
story the next time.
Saw me. This is she's watching.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So Samya, thank you so much for everything that you, for making me look good on the page before I send it out to the publisher, right? And then they have their own editors, and they edit the book. But before that, she does it. And also my friend and philosopher, Dr. Divakar Goel. So from the past few years, he's been reading he's a bureaucrat, and he's also a writer, poet, and he's written over 25, 26 books in his life, and he's achieved quite a lot. So he reads my books, my stories, and he gives me new perspectives, on my stories that I haven't discovered before. And also my close friends from school. So they've been reading my stories right from the beginning. So yeah, they're my biggest critic and supporters, I would say.
Wow. Good to have to support. So, what was your
Absolutely, yeah.
what was your first
So,
book?
sorry, you're not audible.
Better now? Hello?
Yeah, it's better now.
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah, it's better.
So,
It's better.
yeah. So I was asking, what was your inspiration behind your first novel, The Confessions of an IT Employee? I mean, since you've been an IT employee too, so did you like draw from your own experiences too?
Well, of course, a part of it was from my experience, and
Yeah.
a little bit from everyone around me. Like I did get in touch with a lot of, apart from friends and family and colleagues, I did get in touch with a lot of engineers who work in Bangalore. and so it's a part of all their experiences and all the hardships that they faced. Also, I wanted to write a story that that is highly relatable, very realistic, that everybody can easily relate to, and they can see themselves in the story. And I wanted to write a story that comforts people, that entertains people, and sort of intrinsically kind of shines a light on self growth and self discovery and areas like that. So that was my idea behind writing Confessions of an IT Employee. And the characters in this book are also, going through situations that all of us, in the age range of, I would say, late teens, like your 18s to your 30s to your mid 30s, right? You're going through this whole process of discovering yourself, and kind of trying to build a life for yourself. So you kind of going through questions like, do I want to take up further studies? Do I want to do a master's in India or abroad? Where do I want to live? What do I want to become? What kind of career path do I want to take? And where is that leading? Where do I see myself in 10 years time, right? These are the kind of things that we all these are the kind of dilemmas that we all go through in this age group, right? And also, who do you want to spend your life with? That's also one of the dilemmas that we undergo. So these are all the things that the characters in the book, Confessions of an IT Employee, that is Sanchita, Alisha, Bhumaja, and Nishant, all of them are dealing with the same kind of dilemma. So it's mainly about overcoming depression, about battling societal norms, and about finding your true self, and kind of discovering your passion in life.
Absolutely. It is quite relatable in the sense that, just like you mentioned, in our lives, we really don't know what career path to take. And then somewhere down the line, we feel that we are kind of stuck in that rut. And maybe it wasn't meant to be. Maybe we wanted to do something else. So it's so relatable because we all go through those questions at one point in time or the other, that was this really what I was meant to be, or is there something else that I can explore and do? So very relatable. I would say. Yeah. So do you like ever? Yeah. So do you as a writer face like this writer's block sometimes, where you don't know what next? Like once your book is out or your short stories are out, what next? So how do you deal with that if there is a time that you felt a block kind of hitting you?
To be very honest, I face it quite often. It's not something that is very new to me. It's something that I've been dealing with from past many years. And I'd just like to say that it's nothing to be afraid of. First of all, because you kind of feel that, oh my God, now when am I going to write my next story? What's going to happen? Why do I have the sudden break or the sudden gap in writing or any kind of creative work, right? While we undertake anything that requires a little bit of inspiration or creative inspiration, we kind of get scared and we face this block. So it's something that I've been dealing with from past 5-6 years, and I know it's become like common cold. So I would say, and it's like I would say for creative people, writer's block or any kind of creative block is like common cold, and you're going to experience it now and again, and you're going to come out of it. So it's basically what I discovered with writer's block is that it could happen, like you said, after you complete your novel or your short story, and then you're waiting to write your next one, and you don't have your next big idea to work on, right? Or it could happen right in the middle of your novel as well. So I faced it at all points of time. I faced it, before starting the book, in the middle of the book, after ending the book, before beginning the next book. It's just all the time. Yeah. So you just gotta like work through it. You just need to know that you can get past this, and it's nothing more than a kind of sort of a little glitch in your career. So one more thing I discovered with writer's block is that it's not it's got most of the times it's got nothing to do with your writing. It's got nothing to do with your creative work. It's actually got something to do with either your personal life, you're struggling with something that you're going through in your personal life, or it's something to do with you're feeling distracted or kind of frustrated with some kind of situation in your personal life which you have to move move past, and then you can create better.
True, true. So, so what do you do? Like, do you like go for a vacation, or, or just leave your doing something
Right,
else that you
right.
enjoy more? Do you do that? How do you get started?
Absolutely, yeah. So when when it's possible to go on a vacation, yes, I do go on vacations, and vacations always help you in like having a fresh perspective on things, on your work especially.
Yeah.
So it's very important to travel, where it could be anywhere, right? Anywhere nearby as well, but it's very important to travel. But at times when this lockdown and COVID happened, right? So that was like that was a time when we all faced creative blocks, I think.
That's great to
So
go.
right. So when you cannot travel, and also even if you can travel, I would say I would recommend everyone to like journal every single day, so that you don't have to face creative blocks that often. If you kind of get your thoughts out of your head every single day, and there's this creative writer and teacher that I follow called Julia Cameron, and she suggested this daily routine called morning pages, where you write 3 pages of free flow, free handwriting, and you just journal your day, whatever goes on in your head, right? And you just write it down on a piece of paper, and then you're kind of set for the day. So journaling is one thing that has really helped me get past creative blocks. And also, kind of going for a walk. I might be blocked because the story is not, you start off a story, and then at some point of time in the story, you realize that it's not working out. Either the story is not working out, the characters are not working out, or, you just don't find the theme that interesting that you felt when you first began writing, right? So then you have to drop the idea. And that's okay. So we all feel bad that we put in so much effort and energy into something, and then it did not actually go anywhere, or nothing came out of it. But the thing to remember is that the faster you can let go of it and move on to your next project, the easier it'll be for you to get over your writer's block.
Yeah.
And every piece of writing that you do is it doesn't go wasted. It's something that adds on to your skill set, actually. And once you begin writing every single day, you can kind of get past that hindrance, right?
Maybe pick up later on sometime, like some might not be
Absolutely.
so constructive, but later on maybe you can pick up where you live.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that did happen with a couple of my stories. I
Yeah.
think the Murder of Jay Shekhar was something that I'd left.
Okay.
I had written and left it long back, and then
Huh.
2 years after that, I kind of had a fresh perspective on that story, and I redid that story. I rewrote the story, and then I sent it out to get it published.
Wow. And
And
part top 100 award for that into the achievement. Oh, nice.
yeah, thank you.
So what have been some of your issues in this industry? I'm sure it doesn't. It's not easy to first of all write, but then going to the publisher and getting the book published is a different ball game altogether. So, what have been your biggest challenges in the field of writing?
Of course, yeah. After you write the book, getting a publisher is also a bit of I would say it is a bit of a challenge, getting the right publisher for the book, and you're like, especially for a newbie writer, right? It's not all that difficult, when you edit your novel the right way, you can get publishers to, publish a novel. But yes, as a beginner, it's a bit difficult to, find them and then, get a good response from them.
Okay.
Once you move past that, but writing and getting your book published is like, it's just half the job done. So
Okay.
your work begins after that, when you have to, because every industry has become so competitive these days that it's very difficult for a newbie author to reach the right kind of readers.
Yes.
Yes, that I would say is one of the biggest challenges of newbie writers today, to find readers so that they to get your book out in front of readers so that they can discover a new voice. And what I found is that everybody who's read the book has actually enjoyed it, but getting more readers and getting to the right kind of readers is a bit of a challenge in that sense.
True. So, what would be some of your tips for people who are trying to write? Would you like to, since you said also take up writing workshop, so can you share some key points what beginner take you from go on?
Absolutely. So, for any aspiring writer, I would say the most important thing would be to read a lot of books. Read everything that you can get your hands on, and it need not be just the genre that you like or you enjoy or that you've seen before. It's very
Yeah.
important to read the kind of books that you've never come across before, and also the kind of books that you don't enjoy, because you do want to know that what is not working out in those stories. Right. And as a writer, as a newbie writer, an aspiring writer, you're always going to read books. So I would say, kind of open your eyes and read the book as a writer, and not just as a reader. Right. So you're kind of learning from every author that you're reading. You're kind of decoding what is their characters, why are these characters interesting to you? What are the most memorable things that you remember about these characters once you close the book? What was that kind of twist in the book that kind of or the hook that kind of had you, right? Right, right. So I would say yes, read a lot of books. That's the only way you're going to learn writing. And also, I would say write every single day, write at least 300 to 500 words every single day. And that should get you, even if, it doesn't get published anywhere or nothing comes out of it, by the time you've written these 500 pages for around 1 or 2 years, you would have written like 3 lakh words, and that forms your skill set, and then you can write your next big book, right? And it's not going to be difficult for you to write a novel then. So I'd say write every single day, read a lot of books, and just kind of keep a book handy, a notebook handy, where you kind of note down every single idea that comes to your mind, no matter how rubbish you think it is, because it might come in handy later.
Good. So what do I work on?
Sorry, I lost your voice again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Something. What are your future plans? Is there another project that you're working on, and can we expect something to be published soon enough from you?
Yes, I am working on a short story series.
Okay.
So I've been working on it from quite some time. I did face a little bit of writer's block here and there when I was working on it, but yeah. So it's in full flow right now again. So I think in a couple of months it should be out, the entire short story series. And after that, I'm working on another, like parallelly, I'm working on another novel as well. So yeah. hopefully that should be out soon as well.
So all the best uh, to all the very best for your upcoming projects.
Thank
And
you so
to
much.
everyone who's watching, please do go check out Confessions of an IT Employee. It's available on Amazon. And Shalini, feel free to add where else people can buy your book from, apart from Amazon.
Sure. So I do have a copy of it with me. I can just show you the book. Right. So this is Confessions of an IT Employee. So yeah, you guys can get Confessions of an IT Employee from Amazon, and also you can DM me on Instagram if you want a personally signed copy with a personal message, and the message will be personalized, according to each one of you. So it's not a standard message that goes out. So if you would like to, get a personal message and personally signed copy, do drop me a message on Instagram on my Instagram handle. That's Shalini P Sawkar. Shalini P Sawkar.
Both. So
Sorry.
in case the live will be available on both Shalini and my IGTV live. So if anybody's missed or you've joined late, you can always go back and look at the recording. And thank you so much, Shalini. It was wonderful chatting with you and to kind of get into a writer's brain and how you think. And I'm just thinking, till now I was always reading books from a reader's perspective. But how wonderful would it be to read it from a writer's perspective, to break down on how the writer was writing and take cues from that. So it was wonderful chatting with you. And I wish you all the very best for your books in the future too.
Thank you so much, Sylvie. And before ending, I just wanted to tell all the viewers to, get, if you want to get really cool handmade jewelry, get it from Sylvie Modi. I'm wearing a bracelet actually.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
know if you can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, so I got this bracelet from Sylvie a few days ago, and I really love it. She has some really cool handmade jewelry, and I think a couple of other home decor items as well. So do get in touch with her for that.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot, Shalini.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good evening. Same here. Bye-bye. Thank you guys, whoever joined.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.